People ask me all the time, how did you build 3 businesses? How do I do what you did? How do I follow in your shoe steps? And my best advice is don't. Take your best idea and focus on it, push on it, build it.
One of the things, and I'm just going to run this idea by you, I'm just going to tee you up for this.
Sure.
One of the ways that a lot of entrepreneurs now, especially startups, validate their idea is through the lean startup model by Eric Ries. Are you familiar with that model?
Yeah.
Were you able to practice that? Did you do that for any one of your businesses in the Velos group?
I wish that I could tell you that we were smart enough to. I'm a very big believer in that model. I'm a very big believer that companies should follow that model. And I think that one of the things that I've learned from experience is the importance of running as lean as possible. When we started our businesses, we did everything the wrong way. I mean, for starters, we started off by pushing on 10 ideas at once. That's not the way to do it, my man.
Yep.
I mean, Sean, you're an entrepreneur. Anyone listening who's interested in starting their own business, don't do that. Don't do what I did. People ask me all the time, how did you build 3 businesses? How do I do what you did? How do I follow in your shoe steps? And my best advice is don't. Take your best idea and focus on it. Push on it. Build it. And Sean, to your point, I love that. I love the idea and the philosophy behind the lean startup, starting with validate, know your customer. I'm a very big believer in the importance of customer centricity in your business at every stage of your business. So our businesses are more mature now and they're catering to lots of different companies, across the world in the case of our office furniture business. But at every phase of our business, it was critical and is critical for us to be highly customer centric. And one of the things that following the lean startup model teaches you is the importance of customer centricity even before you have a business, because you're thinking about, who is my customer? Do I have a customer? Is my customer going to buy my product? Does my product really resonate? Or is it just something that seems cool to me? With custom tobacco, we fell into the trap of falling too much in love with our product. We thought that, we had this great idea, and everyone who we told this to, everyone said, oh my God, this was great. And, we were counting our money. Not only did we not have any money, we were losing all of our money, but we were so busy counting all this money that we were going to be making that we didn't realize the importance of doing the hard work of market validation. And that's something that everyone needs to do.
So you mentioned earlier that you're going to give advice to people who want to start their own business, upcoming entrepreneurs, that, hey, don't do a lot of things at the same time. Just focus on one big idea, 2 big ideas maybe. So you had 2 winners from your sea of ideas. That's custom tobacco and Beverly Hills chairs. And the third one, which is Velo Solutions, you mentioned, is an offshoot or a product of the first 2 ideas. And that's very interesting because that actually kind of validates and reinforces your advice of just focus on 1 or 2 big ideas and then the others would follow suit. Is that really what happened with Velo Solutions?
That is what happened. And even with that happening, I still am a believer in less is more when it comes to business ideas, especially for early stage businesses. You said focus on 1 or 2 ideas. I would say just focus on 1 idea. Pick your best idea and focus on it. It's something that if we had to do it all over again, I think that, and again, you can't turn back the hands of time. You can't turn back the clock. All you can do is push forward. But I'm a very big believer that was interviewed about this. I was interviewed on a different podcast. Uh, Time flies. This could have been a year ago. And
Yeah.
I put a little clip on my website when the host and I were talking about the topic of no regrets.
Mhm.
And a lot of people say, I have no regrets in life. And I think that that's total bullshit. I think it's impossible to have no regrets. I think that if you're intellectually honest, you have lots of regrets. And I regret plenty of things that I did in the early innings of my business. Do we have any baseball fans in the Philippines? When I say early innings,
Yeah,
will
we
people
do.
get the reference?
It's not as big as in the US. We're mostly a basketball country, but we do have people who play baseball here and are baseball fans.
What's the most popular baseball team in the Philippines?
That one I'm not sure. So I'm not a
Okay.
baseball
You're
fan
not a
as
bit.
well.
You're a basketball fan though.
I'm a basketball fan, an
What
NBA
would
fan.
Lakers be the most popular basketball team in the Philippines?
It would be a number. Just like people are just wacky for NBA here and PBA. So I think when the Golden State was really killing it out there, it was the Golden State, and then now it's Lakers, and it's
Yeah.
just a mix.
Whoever's winning.
Yeah, whoever's winning, that's the most popular team. I think
I actually
that's
read an
really it.
article on ESPN.com maybe a month ago about is it the Tentament, the basketball court in the Philippines, the famous basketball court? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of
Oh,
that.
okay. There's a whole article, big article on ESPN about it. So I am aware about basketball crazy culture, and I say crazy in a great way because I love basketball. I
Yeah.
miss basketball right now. I'm a big NBA fan. I'm a college basketball fan. We actually have season tickets to UCLA basketball.
Wow.
So yeah, we love sports here. So,
That's awesome.
but going back to my point about no regrets,
Mm.
sure, I have regrets. There are lots of things that I wish I would have done differently. And all I can try to do rather than living in the past and feeling sorry for myself, which no one should ever do, you have to look forward. You have to learn from your mistakes. And hopefully listeners can learn from a regret that I have. And that's just pick your best idea, focus on it. Don't get distracted. Don't pull yourself in 100 different directions. Have confidence in yourself. Have confidence in your best idea and push on it. And if you wind up with 2 ideas because that's where life takes you, okay, so be it. Push on 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever. But don't start off thinking that you can successfully scale all these different businesses at once. That's really, really hard.
So let's talk about Velo Solutions. What do you guys do there? That's something that we haven't run into yet. So this is an offshoot from Beverly Hills Chairs and Custom Tobacco. But what do you guys do? I mean, people would like to know what you guys do there.
Yeah, so what we do is we work with businesses and nonprofits of different sizes. So we've worked with early stage companies, we've worked with middle market businesses, we've worked with, some growth companies, we've worked with some mature companies. It really is all over the place, all industries.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we come in and build generally sophisticated technology solutions for clients. So we're coming in not to build basic websites, not to build basic mobile apps. If someone needs kind of a basic WordPress or Squarespace app, that's not what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing is we're coming in and building complex solutions that your run-of-the-mill development team generally isn't capable of doing. Oftentimes we're coming in after the incumbent team has been displaced. So oftentimes we're coming in because the current client has had experience with developers and realizes that they need to kind of take that next leap up, or maybe 2 leaps up, and then they come to us. We tended to do a lot of really creative, strategic work. Some of it would fall into R&D, where we're trying to create new revenue streams for clients by creating complex solutions on the technology side that can then be connected to whatever it is that they're trying to build in their business. So it's really marrying our technical expertise
Yeah.
with whatever each of our clients is trying to create a business at.
So I'm a little bit curious because I'm also in the services industry, and we also build some technologies for clients, among the SEO that work with that we're doing for them and with them. That sounds to me like that's a lot of custom stuff that you're doing. And I want to know, with all the busyness that's going on in your life, are you the one going to the client and asking them what they need and analyzing it and then throwing that requirement to the rest of your team? How do you do it?
I personally am not. So I think it's really important to, number one, know your strengths and know your weaknesses. And number two, know the limitations of your time and of your bandwidth. So I myself am not we're talking now kind of going into the roles and responsibilities. Like we have a project manager, we have a product manager. That isn't me. We have a CTO. That isn't me. We have software developers. That isn't me. So I think as a leader, it's important to understand who you are, what you're really good at, what you're not good at. I think it's really important to bring people in around you who are much, much better than you and in all the areas in which you need talent. So for this business, first and foremost, you need really, really, really good software developers.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me. I'm not a programmer. But we've kind of figured out how to source the absolute best developers that there are between having really strong technical expertise that my brother has and having really strong knowledge around recruiting that I have. We've been able to bring in the best and brightest. So that's worked as an example. But I just think kind of on a more global level, it's really important to understand as a leader that not only can't you do everything by yourself, you shouldn't do everything by yourself. You're not going to be successful if you're doing everything by yourself. So to answer your question, no, I'm not the guy doing it.